partners.
Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to our corner of the internet. We are the Mustache and The Beard.com, two great geeks.
Changing the world, one post at a time.
And we're really excited because today's a transition. We're leaving Space Maydays.
And we're going into bang, bang, bang.
Hi, June.
Hi, June.
Alrighty, so our annual celebration of Westerns is starting today.
And nothing but Western.
Alright, Beard, what are red capers? Oh wait, no, how about we introduce ourselves?
That might be a good idea.
I am the Mustache. My name is Louis Matos. As always, I'm here with my PIC, my partner in crime, my buddy
Junior Figueroa, a.k.a. The Beard, coming to you live, because we ain't dead, coming to you live from the Caribbean, where the Caribbean celebrates Westerns as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we're Puerto Rican, not Puerto Rican. All right, so, so now tell me what are red capers.
What are red capers? Red capers is where we recap the month previously and that give thanks to our followers and then give you a prelude of what we're going to do in the month coming.
Yes. And for this month, I am Sheriff Medalla.
And I am Sheriff Corona.
Because we like drinking beer.
Because we like beer.
All right, as always, during our Red Capers videos, we generally start with the month that was. All right, so everything that we've already done. We just do a review. May, which was Space Maydays, right?
Space Maydays.
Space Maydays.
Space operas.
Right. So, Lance the obscure movie guy.
The Omega movie guy.
OMG.
OMG, the Omega movie guy. That's not a bad nickname.
Yeah, so he started the month as contributing writer, right?
That's right.
Right. And then we decided to make him a regular writer for us.
Right.
He wrote May 2nd, The Vagrant Queen, about a sci-fi TV show.
On Netflix,
yeah,
right?
No, it was on Sci-Fi, but it's I guess you have to go through Tubi to look at it because I don't know if it's available.
I recently got sent an invitation for an app for the Sci-Fi channel.
Oh, cool! All right, so he actually did not only talked about the series, but then he also on his channel, on his YouTube channel, he did a video on the Vagrant Queen, riffing on his posts. So some of the stuff verbatim. All right, so he actually did a video, and he used his post as a jump off, which is great. Then the reason why we started doing space operas as May was because of May the 4th. Right, the Star Wars, celebrating Star Wars Day. Dark Horse, and I wrote a post talking about the Dark Horse Comics Star Wars Omnibus Collection,
right,
which was 35 volumes, which each volume is 300 pages long.
Wow!
So you're talking about, give or take, 10,500 pages of content.
Of Star Wars.
Yeah, of Star Wars. So, yeah, you could start on that and probably never finish. All right, so that was, I did that as a celebration for Star Wars Day. Then, on the 6th of May, you wrote about 5 real firearms that look like space
guns. And don't they look like space guns?
Yes, they did, absolutely.
The 5 real live firearms, and not props not specialty guns, not these were real firearms that were placed on the market for people to buy, and yet you'd swear they were something out of a sci-fi movie.
Absolutely.
The colors.
Oh. The Beretta, a pink gun.
A pink Beretta.
All right, so yeah, pretty cool. All right, then the 11th, Lance, the obscure movie guy, wrote "Solace is Solitude." Stephen Ogg is the only actor in the movie. Really, mostly, it's a solo thing with Alice Lowe as the artificial intelligence voice, a la 2001: A Space Odyssey. So I think it's kind of similar to that. Now, I think this is one of those obscure movies that the obscure movie guy has to write about.
Yeah. But
think about this. On Rotten Tomatoes, 0%.
Really? How do you get a 0?
That nobody liked this movie? Well, obviously Lance liked this movie, so he gives his argument, which not a bad idea.
No, but is that what that means? That 0? Does it mean that nobody liked the movie or nobody watched it?
Nobody, none of the critics liked the movie, so therefore, yeah. Yeah, so but it's available on Tubi if you want to take Lance's idea. And I started watching it, and I thought it was okay. It's pretty scary because for me it's kind of horror oriented.
It's on Tubi?
Yes, it's on Tubi. Okay, so after Solace is Solitude, you wrote on the 14th of May the Anderson Frontier. First part.
Part 1 of Fireball XO5.
Yes, and people want to know where they can find the show.
YouTube.
Oh, it is on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Yes.
Okay. So all episodes on.
Yeah.
Wow.
On YouTube.
Unbelievable.
YouTube.
Yeah. So, what else have you got to say about the Anderson Frontier?
Well, I really hadn't intended for it to be 2 parts. Like I shared with you, the amount of information out there was astounding, and background and history but I should have known because it was Jerry Anderson, and not only was he so prolific, but he was an innovator, and Fireball XO5 is a puppet show, but he revolutionized puppetry. First thing he did was he put a solenoid so that the lips actually move with what the dialogue. So somebody is talking and the lips are moving in sync. Then
actually looks like
right. So instead of somebody going and the puppet is like 2 minutes later. The another thing they did later on was how marionettes the strings are from. Later on, they put the strings from wires from the bottom, so they're controlling the puppet from the bottom, not from the top. So you lose that hanging, that hanging feeling, that hanging sensation, and so the puppets began moving more naturally.
Yeah, what was interesting was you initially had just wanted to write about 4 different shows. And you only got to do one show. 2 parts.
Yeah, 2 parts because it was just too much.
Yeah, you usually, I guess you bit off more than you could chew.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. What I've come to realize that if you're going to write about a series, especially a series that has multiple seasons, you need advanced. You can't just walk in there cold. You're going to be overwhelmed. When I started reading online like IMDb, oh my God, the trivia was like this long. I said I can't. Then when it got to be 18 pages and I still hadn't finished, I said this got to be 2 parts. I can't do it in just 1 part. Now I fully intend to revisit Jerry Anderson. I mean, I think he's an
innovative,
and talent, and he needs his his star to shine. You know,
Yeah.
him and Gene Roddenberry and Irwin Allen. You know, all of them. But I'm going to have to do it. You know, with better planning.
Yeah. All right. And then the 16th of May, I did the Reading Sanctum Star Trek novels, Part 3. I talked about the DS9 number 13, Station Rage by Diane Carey, 3.5 stars, great geeks. Star Trek The Next Generation number 23, War Drums by John Bornholt, 4 great geeks. You remember that, right? That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
DS9 number 11, Devil in the Sky, Greg Cox, which is another great novel that really needs to be talked about more, because if you love the Horda,
Yes.
it's the only other book where you see the
story.
creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Horda plays predominant in that book. And then Star Trek the original series number 34, Dreams of the Raven by Carmen Carter, which I talked to you about how she can really write about how the friendship between these three, the original Spock, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, as being, something special, and seeing it played out in a book. And so she,
and taking it and actually, because like what you described to me, she in effect is putting herself in there. So what does it take for this to happen? Oh, this has to happen.
Yeah, so it's I enjoyed writing the post. This is the 3rd year Star Trek novels that I talk about. So, I'll keep doing it as long as we can. All right. So then, the 18th of May was the Skyline trilogy written by Lance, the obscure movie guy.
That was good.
Yeah, he talked about these 3 movies in a trilogy, which, hey, that's and he fit it all into one post. Kind of surprised, kind of impressed. All right, and the movies I've never watched. I think I watched the first one and I liked the first one. I didn't even realize there was a trilogy. So gotta go check those out on
Tubi.
Yeah. Pretty much everything he talks about is on Tubi. All right, and then after the Skyline trilogy, on the 18th, Skyline 2010, Beyond Skyline 2017, and Skylines 2020. Then you finished
part 2, Fireball XO5.
Part 2. And you actually gave it a rating for the entire series of 4 great geeks.
Right.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Just that I love Fireball XO5. that was the show that got me hooked on space opera.
It's funny that you say that, because Lance, the obscure movie guy, was like, where can I watch those episodes? Because he was like psyched. And
I, oh my God, for Christmas I wanted that shit so bad. It was like this big.
Yeah, you mentioned that on
our
anniversary. Yeah, you also talked about that.
Oh, that's all I wanted. That's all I.
The spaceships, yeah.
And my parents got it for me.
Yeah.
God bless them.
Yeah, God bless them. All right, and then after that, on the 23rd of May, we did our Autopsy Plus 7 video, Star Trek Renegades 2015, that we liked. We liked it a lot because, again, we were starving for Star Trek at that point in time.
Yeah.
And then, but then you see Discovery and you're like, okay, they've done, taken a big step forward.
Yeah.
All right, so after that, I wrote Respectful Real Review number 28, Alien vs. Predator, 2004. A fun movie. That's how I'm selling it. It is a fun movie, regardless of the plot. Sana Latham, she is not just beautiful, but she makes that movie. All I'm saying. And even the Predators think so.
and it's just an excuse to have Aliens versus Predators.
Yeah, because
which is what we want to watch.
As geeks,
Yes.
We love our Superman versus Batman.
Yes, exactly.
On my post, I wrote,
who would win, Thor or Superman? You know, that geeks do that all the time.
Jason versus Freddy. I mean,
yes, we do that all the time.
Yeah, regardless of genre.
Regardless of whether it makes sense. Yeah, this was an indulgence.
All right, so yeah, it was a fun movie despite not the great plot. And Raul Bova and Lance Henriksen, the three of them together, make a really good trio, despite the fact that the acting isn't great. The action is pretty good. The horrors are not really horrific, but it's a fun story. That's all I can tell you. It's fun. Check it out. So 3.5 great geeks for me. And then on the 28th, Star Trek continues, right? You're going to post that because we have this we're doing earlier.
Tonight.
Yeah.
I'm posting. I did a review of
the episode, The White Iris.
The White Iris, and that is my favorite episode in the series Star Trek Continues, and it made me cry. And the funny thing is that I saw it back in 2015, so I watched it again now to do this, and I still cry.
Well, you know, once it plucks at your heartstrings, it's
now you're crying in anticipation. It hasn't even happened yet, and you're crying.
All right, and as the final post for Monday, the final post for the month, I'm gonna write about the first episode of The Mandalorian, which is sci-fi space opera moving into Western. And I'm gonna
first episode ever that we watched.
That's right.
That we drooled over.
Yeah, that immediately watching, you know, the actor move. Immediately you say, yeah, I think he's trying to be a Western cowboy. So yeah. So basically, that's what I'm gonna do. It'll be the it's gonna mediate. 1 month, it's going to transition from 1 month to another. That's what I meant.
Right.
Sometimes...
There's a space western.
Yeah, when you're old, the words don't come that easy.
What's the classic for western? Stranger arrives into town, stuff happens. What's the first episode of The Mandalorian? Stranger arrives into town, stuff happens.
Okay, so now... that is everything that we did for the month. And usually, there's a point in the program where we come to that is done with the month that was, and then we decide that we want to, you started it. You wanted to say we should be grateful to those people that actually post a like and comment on our posts. And so, it's grown so out of hand that we can't actually say it anymore.
We can't do it anymore.
Yeah, we have to actually have somebody put up the
names.
names.
Back in the day, it was only like 2 or 3 names.
All right, so,
we wasn't giving a shout out. I haven't got the voice for it anymore.
Oh, okay, so you're not going to be obnoxious? It's not me to be obnoxious. Okay, well, no one has ever said that I'm not obnoxious.
You're not obnoxious.
I'm not. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad you say that.
No.
All right. So we've come to the part where it's shout outs. This is how we say thanks. now we're going to talk about the weeks, the month that will be, right? So we've already started high June, right? And so first thing I did was I told you, let me find out what Lance is doing before we start planning what we're going to do, so that we don't step on each other's toes, basically.
Absolutely, especially since we're all watching Tubi.
Yeah.
And thanks to him, he's the one who recommended it to us.
All right. So I sent Lance a message. It actually had been a couple of days since I talked to Lance, which I'm shocked because usually he's messaging me every day.
Hope he's okay.
Yeah, he seems to be okay. Not only is he okay, when I asked him what did he plan to do, he goes, "I'll send it to you." And I was like, "You're going to send me one article?" And he goes, "No, I did them all." I was like, "Oh my God." So he has 3 articles already done. The first article he's going to be, that I'm going to put up is Traded is Taken. It's a movie on Tubi called Traded. And basically he says that, with starring Michael Pere, and Michael Pere is playing a character very similar to Liam Neeson's character in Taken.
Only in a Western.
Only in a Western setting. And I think it's fascinating. I actually listened to the first 5 minutes of the movie where Michael Pere is doing, a narration that is like, oh my God, it's awesome. So I'm thinking sounds to me like a winner. All right, so that's one article. Then he's also going to be doing The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which is another movie that is like five clips. What do you call those? Well, it's doing 5 clips. I'm surprised I didn't write it down. So The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is a movie, but basically it's 5 vignettes.
Vignettes.
That's what I was
Vignettes.
That's the word I was looking for. See, when you're old.
Yeah, tell me about it.
All right, I'm the younger one of us. It only goes downhill. The Legacy of Briscoe County is the third article, right? And that's a TV show. So good luck trying to encapsulate all of that in one article. But I saw that it was 3 pages. Wow. Did you take a look at my car? There are 3 crows. 4.
Oh, is that what's on there?
4 crows on my car.
And we're the ones that watched the Alfred Hitchcock, The Bird.
Anyway, so that's what Lance, the obscure movie guy, or the Lance the OMG, it will be writing for the Mustache and the Beard, and chances are he'll probably be riffing on it on one of his videos as well. So, what are you going to be doing? Do you want to do that? Yeah, just what are you going to be doing?
Okay, I'm gonna write. This is not necessarily in the correct order, but I'm gonna write an article on support your local sheriff, the 1969 Western starring James Garner, one of my favorite Westerns of all time. It's a comedy. It's got Honeycutt. It's got Harry Morgan. It's got Jack Elam. It's got Walter Brennan. It's got Bruce Dern. Hilarious movie. I'm going to write about that. I'm also going to write about Duel at Diablo, 1966. It stars James Garner. It's another all-star cast. It's got James Garner, Sidney Poitier, B.B. Anderson, Dennis Weaver. It is James Garner's first Western after Maverick and Sidney Poitier's first Western. I also want to do Rio Conchos, 1964. This is Richard Boone. Again, all-star cast. Richard Boone, Stuart Whitman, Anthony Franciosa, Edwin O'Brien, Wendy Wagner, And first, for the first time, this is his screen debut, Jim Brown. This is Jim Brown's first movie.
Cool.
So I want to do that. And God willing, I also want to do Five Man Army, 1969, starring Peter Graves, James Daly, Bud Spencer. It's a spaghetti western. I like the movie. I really like the movie. And so I want to write about it.
Yeah, I know. You've been talking about this movie since last month.
Yeah, 'cause I found it on Daily Motion. It's not on YouTube. YouTube was to me like Tubi is to
Lance.
To Lance. It's not on. So I looked it up. Where can I? And it said Daily Motion. I clicked on it. So I saved it and I watched it.
All right. That was all that you're planning on doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, what are we going to do together? And then
Okay.
Right. So what we're going to do together is we've discussed watching and talking about the movie Rio Bravo, 1959.
Right.
And we're going to do a star on that.
Right.
Then we, as a second video, we're going to look and watch the movie El Dorado, which is another John Wayne movie. Both of those movies are John Wayne.
That one's 66.
And that was another star. And then we're going to do a campy video that includes Rio Bravo, El Dorado, and Rio Lobo. Yes, so 1970.
Right.
The music on all of those is by Jerry Goldsmith, and the director is Howard Hawks.
And the star is John Wayne.
Yeah, the Duke himself.
And there's a common theme. There are common elements that run through all three movies, which is why we're handling it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're sequels to each other or they're standalone movies, but there is a commonality about them.
Yes. And we'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the three videos that we plan on doing this month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know my things I want to do is I know I'm going to do a reading sanctum on EC Golden Age Westerns.
The EC Comics.
From the EC Comics, because they did everything. They didn't just do horror. Yes, they're best known for horror. And the name of the company originally was Educational Comics.
EC.
But then it became Entertainment Comics. And listen, EC, everybody knows it as EC. They don't know it as Entertainment Comics. And they know it as the horror comics. But they did everything, and so I'm going to talk about Saddle Justice and the EC Archives collection for Saddle Justice and the Gunfighter. So those are one post on both of those. And their collections, pretty much like Dark Horse was very smart that they bought up all those properties, and then they sell them in hardcover, these reprints, so they don't have to pay anything other than
the printing.
So yeah, they're pretty smart. And the comics are gorgeous. I mean, altogether. So that's one thing I'm going to do. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to do another reading sanctum that is, so that's comics, and then I'm going to do a reading sanctum on a book by Max Brand. I haven't decided which one, but I'm going to do a book.
Okay.
And then last but not least, I'm also going to give you an original Western by me. All right, so yeah, it'll be a short story that I'm gonna include for our. Okay. So
that sounds good.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing. So usually, was there anything else you wanted to add? Okay, so usually.
No, I think we covered it all.
I think so. I think we, all, and we look pretty cute with our Sheriff Medalla and Sheriff Corona. We didn't do very much of that talking that we do from the
brawl.
West.
Brawl.
But yeah, I don't want anybody to think that we're making fun of you.
So we're not.
Yeah.
It's that we love Westerners.
I got a Brooklyn accent. I know I do.
I got a Bronx accent.
All right. So usually we come to this point and we do a. I ask you for a wise missive.
I don't have a wise missive, but I do have a joke.
Okay, so
I'll tell you this joke. Mother walks into her son's bedroom on Sunday morning and wakes him up, telling him, "Get up, get up, get up! It's time to go to church." He says, "Nah, I'm not going to church." Not that they're sequels to each other, or they're standalone movies, but there is a commonality about them.
Yes. And we'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the 3 videos that we plan on doing this month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know my things I want to do is I know I'm going to do a reading sanctum on EC Golden Age Westerns.
The EC Comics.
From the EC Comics, because they did everything. They didn't just do horror. Yes, they're best known for horror. And the name of the company originally was Educational Comics.
EC.
But then it became Entertainment Comics. And listen, EC, everybody knows it as EC. They don't know it as Entertainment Comics. And they know it as the horror comics. But they did everything, and so I'm going to talk about Saddle Justice and the EC Archives collection for Saddle Justice and the Gunfighter. So those are one post on both of those. And their collections, pretty much like the Dark Horse was very smart that they bought up all those properties, and then they sell them in hardcover, these reprints, so they don't have to pay anything other than
the printing.
So yeah, they're pretty smart, and the comics are gorgeous. I mean, altogether. So that's one thing I'm going to do. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to do another reading sanctum that is, so that's comics, and then I'm going to do a reading sanctum on a book by Max Brand. I haven't decided which one, but I'm going to do a book.
Okay.
And then last but not least, I'm also going to give you an original Western by me. All right, so yeah, it'll be a short story that I'm gonna include for our. Okay. So
that sounds good.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing. So usually. Was there anything else you wanted to add? Okay, so usually...
No, I think we covered it all.
I think so. I think we, all... And we look pretty cute with our Sheriff Medalla and Sheriff Corona. We didn't do very much of that talking that, we do from the West.
Brawl.
But yeah, I don't want anybody to think that we're making fun of you.
So we're not.
Yeah.
It's that we love Westerners.
I got a Brooklyn accent. I know I do.
I got a Bronx accent.
All right. So usually we come to this point and we do a. I ask you for a wise missive.
I don't have a wise missive, but I do have a joke.
Okay. So
I'll tell you this joke. Mother walks into her son's bedroom on Sunday morning and wakes him up, telling him, "Get up, get up, get up! It's time to go to church." He says, "Nah, I'm not going to church." She said, "Why not?" "The people don't like me. Nobody likes me in church. Nobody listens to me in church. They make fun of me in church. I'm not going. I'm not going." And the mother says, "You're going to get up. You're going to church for 2 very important reasons. First, you're 49 years old. Second, you're the pastor."
With that having been said, all right. If this is the first time you've ever watched the Mustache and the Beard video, boy, are you lucky. You've gotten a chance to see what we're all about. We like to joke around, obviously, and we are gray geeks from way back that absolutely love our geekery.
Geekery.
Yeah. So, we ask that if you are new to us, then please subscribe.
Hit that like button.
Yeah.
Hit that like button.
If you want to comment, we always welcome comments. People don't comment
Suggestions?
enough.
Suggestions?
Yeah, Lance the Obscure Movie Guy and I think Lady Geek are the only ones that ever comment. But
No. Erica,
that's right.
Erica does
Yeah.
too. Erica does.
Yes. On YouTube, generally.
On YouTube.
Yeah. God bless her. God bless all of you that. And you saw we shout out all of those that actually put a like or press the like button. So yeah, do that. See us recognize you. All right. Aside from that, is there anything else that you have to say?
Nothing except we love you.
Yes. As always, my name is Louis Matos. I'm the Mustache.
Junior Figueroa, a.k.a. The Beard.
We say thanks for watching. See you later.
Hasta la vista.
Take it easy.
Peace.